Hi, and happy Thursday, and thanks for being here on this 19th day of December. No need to do the math. Christmas is just about here. So is, of course, our Sagersville Hometown Christmas Parade, which I'll be bringing you. I'm not certain when as of yet. I'll keep you posted, definitely before Christmas and on more than one occasion. With that said, again, thank you for being a part of the program. On a Christmas note tonight, I've got a lady with us who felt it in her heart to do something back during the school year. A backpack program, which has evolved into something more for the season this time around. And it is growing beyond what she ever imagined. A lot of folks are jumping on board, and how she has gone about it sets it a bit different from perhaps any other thing that you might want to be able to be a part of and donate to help make sure, and there's still time, she says, make sure some kids have a really good Christmas. That's our top story. Give me a few minutes to get the finishing touches put on that, and we'll get to that first, and a couple of other things from elsewhere that might have, of course, a local effect or connection. U.S. officials are investigating potential national security risk tied to a telecom company based in China, who manufactures routers that you may have in your home for your internet. Millions and millions of people do. TP-Link is the manufacturer, and they are being investigated because these routers could be linked to Chinese-backed hackers that are trying to make their way, as many have, into United States infrastructure. The Commerce Department just days ago sent what they call a preliminary finding as part of an inquiry into another company, a U.S. subsidiary of China Telecom, the state-owned telecoms giant related to national security risks that U.S. officials believe come from the use of its equipment by American telecom companies. And all of this, of course, comes from, as has been reported on the national stage now for a while, as U.S. telecom carriers, major carriers, are trying to purge Chinese hackers from their networks after they detected a cyber espionage campaign that resulted in targeting everyone from big business to U.S. political figures, including President-elect Trump. TP-Link, in case you want to check your router out. Just to let you know, if you've not been feeling well, you're not alone. But Kentucky is at the top of the list. CDC maps, I just couldn't pull it up right now, didn't have time to go to the link, but just a week ago shows that Kentucky is in the high ranking for acute illnesses like respiratory illnesses, COVID, the flu, RSV, and we're the only state in that high category. We're the only red state in the nation right now, and almost 15 to 16% of all emergency room visits in the state of Kentucky last week were from respiratory illnesses or complications. And just to let you know, and I have not gotten my flu shot, and I haven't had the last COVID vaccine, and it's not for any other reason than just similar to not getting the flu shot. I haven't got around to it, but only about 13% of people in Kentucky are up to date on their COVID shot, and only about 40% have gotten the flu vaccine so far this season. There's still plenty of time. The flu season still away from getting it to its peak, and when it does, man, it's gonna hurt a lot of folks, and it will claim some lives, of course, as we know. Real quickly, Governor Beshear is celebrating the end of this year for a lot of financial reasons. He's wrapping up 2024 for the fourth best year in state history for economic investment. He's touting 170 private sector new location and expansion announcements over the course of the year. About $7 billion in new investments, bringing about 9,500 new full-time jobs. He says that since his administration began, now of course into his second term, the governor has overseen the largest private sector dollar investment secured during the tenure of any governor in the state's history at $35 billion. And that is more than $14 billion more than the next highest total, $14 billion more. He's also announced over 1,150 private sector new location and expansion projects since the start of his administration, and almost 60,000 new full-time jobs. The governor has now secured 3 of the top 4 years for private sector investment in Kentucky's history just this year. It's a long list that you could go through, but the largest dollar investment of the entire year was that $922 million that I just told you about. Toyota investing into their paint facility in Georgetown. They opened a center, Kentucky has opened a center that's going to train Kentuckians, or in Kentucky rather, for new jobs at the Blue Oval SK Battery Park. That's creating 5,000 new jobs. That park has the 2 largest battery plants in the entire world. Kentucky, of course, is seeing exports that broke an all-time record, over $40 billion in products shipped out of the Commonwealth just this year. EV production, EV battery production, electronic vehicle battery production. We are considered the capital of the United States with almost $12 billion invested and over 10,000 full-time jobs announced in that sector. With that said, our top story is Christmas related. I'll take you to one of Santa's favorite elves in just a few seconds. Real quickly, though, if you're feeling frustration while sitting at the red light in downtown, I feel your pain, and here's why. If you find yourself, for the past few months now, since the repaving, If you find yourself for the past few months now, since the repaving in downtown, sitting a little longer at the light and wondering why it's not changed when there's no traffic coming from the other direction at all, well, so is everyone else. Myself, Judge Executive Matt Wireman, we've vented our frustrations to each other and to the Transportation Department as well, who says a fix is coming, but they haven't given us a date as of yet. But we thought we would at least give you the explanation as to why. When the repaving was done in downtown Sayersville just a few months ago, the loop, I think it's called, which of course senses cars when they pull up to the respective red light from whatever direction, so that the light will change if there's more traffic here and not there, and vice versa. Well, that has to be redone or reconfigured. So the lights in all directions are on a 2-minute timer. So it's 2 minutes is not a long time. But it is when you're sitting there and nothing's coming from the opposite direction. It's a terribly long time. And then, you have a few cars, a few drivers who, might not be necessarily paying attention, and they miss the light. And when it's time for them to go, and then there's another 2 minutes you're waiting, and it's a snowball effect. And I haven't done it, not one time, I promise. Maybe a few red lights run, it's 10 o'clock at night, you're leaving the office, there's nothing coming from any other direction. It's hard not to do. Not necessarily the smart thing to do. So I don't recommend it or advise it or admit to it either. Nevertheless, they are going to make the repairs. The state is aware of it. They are just, it's on their list, and I'll let you know as soon as they have, and I'll be glad to tell you, and we'll all celebrate. But that's the reason. Whether it's going to be soon after the first of the year or not, I don't know. I'm sure it won't be before the first. But that is the reason that you're having to sit and wait. It's just on a flat-out 2-minute timer in all directions. And I don't know that it's something they're going to be able to fix easily. And I don't know how many people this applies to, but the few people who do park in front of our studio and offices here, are starting to see some mirrors make contact, rear view mirrors. Some have been damaged a little bit. I don't know about a lot, but definitely some good marks on them. When the repaving was done, they also restriped it, and all the measurements aren't really necessarily even. If you look to the top of your screen, that's like if you're facing the red light coming from Route 40. If you're over in front of the Justice Center is the left of your screen, their parking spot over there is 12 feet wide, and that one lane is 19 feet wide, and I guess they put the center line there first and then did the lane. So on my side of the street, that means we've got the same width, but we've got 2 lanes and then the parking. So the parking, if you'll see, goes from 9 feet or so there, and then they just narrowed it down to just barely wide enough for a vehicle to even sit there. I parked my sign truck there just for an illustrator. So not real good about parking. I wouldn't advise parking certainly big trucks or wide vehicles right directly in front of my door. If you do, fold those mirrors in, because I've seen a problem on a few of my vehicles and have started parking back in the back or not right in front of the building. And as such, you might want to do so next time you visit downtown Sayersville. I know this is not big breaking news, but if it saves, a rearview mirror or 2, job done on my part. Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
The only place a new set of shiny wheels might look better is under the tree. Come in Conley Tire right now to get what they really want for Christmas. Wheels, tires, lift kits, and more. And through the 31st, save up to $200 on new sets of Goodyears and $100 on Uniroyals and other big savings. And pay for it all next year with no interest financing. Merry Christmas from Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
You can call it low carb because it is ultra low carb. And you can also call it one of the tastiest meals ever. Seasoned roast breast strips are perfect green beans, and cooked cabbage so good that sometimes I just get a pint of it and a Diet Pepsi and make it a meal. All you have to do is make your way to your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER.
At Big Sandy Healthcare, every patient is seen as an individual deserving of respect, compassion, and top quality care. For us, it isn't about who they are or where they come from, but about the dignity and the care that they deserve. Our commitment goes beyond simply treating diseases. We tackle food insecurity, transportation problems, and other barriers many of our patients experience that hold them back from living fuller, healthier lives. At Big Sandy Healthcare, that's what sets our organization apart.
You know, I think that any of us who can wants to help, do a little extra, especially during the holidays. You know, it's easy though, and I am in this mix. It's easy to not find the time, to be in such a hurry and the hustle and bustle, and you're just trying to take care of your own and get everything done and get the gifts that you have to get bought and wrapped, and things that are on your list that we don't often think about others as much as we do. Well, some folks do, and this one local lady has done just that, and she's taken it upon herself to help make not just Christmas a little more merry and bright, but what started with a backpack program earlier in the year is now a Christmas blessing that has got folks local and from all over being Santa's little helper and making McGoffin County kids feel a little more Christmas spirit this holiday season, getting their list filled. And there's still time if you know someone to add to that list. Here's Jamie Puckett.
I started back in May. I was sitting around a bonfire with a local teacher and a principal, and they was just talking about some kids that was on the, on their bus route, that that they are desperate need for school clothes, and they don't have much. So I sat and thought about it, and I said, well, I'm going to start something to help these kids get the essentials they need for school, just like most of the other kids.
And they got them. Nice backpacks, nice new shoes, full outfits, sometimes 2 or 3 per kid. Socks and all the underclothing they needed, snack bags as well, and whatever she thought they needed to have a good school year. And, take a little bit of a burden off of it for them. And the response that Jamie got, took her by surprise and took her to Christmas. And when Christmas got close, she knew it was time to turn this into something else.
I contacted the local resource centers and I tried to get kids' names. I did by word of mouth, and I really want the ones that are in need. Like, I was a single parent, I did well to make it ends meet, and that really pulls at your heart. People that try to make it but they can't even pay their bills. So I want to help those parents relieve some of the burden of their kids having a Christmas. And well, I don't deliver to the parents. Mine is a hands in hand program. It has to be delivered into the child's hands, not the parents, because I want the children to see that they're loved, that Santa didn't forget them, or they belong just like all the other kids that come to school, and they're like got all these nice fancy gifts, and now they have a chance to go to school and brag about what they receive. And that's my goal, to keep spreading it and giving as much as I can to our kids. And it's local kids. It's our children in our community that are going to have a chance to walk away with nice gifts, nice clothes, coats. The kids don't just get gifts, they get coats, shoes, all the necessities through both programs, the backpack program and the Christmas segment. So, they come out with some really nice stuff. I've had some great sponsors, great donators, and I finally got a tax number. So local businesses or any business can donate, and because it's a nonprofit, they can use it on their taxes. And I figured that would expand it more, because we have some businesses would like to write it in the charity's name, and this way they can now, and they can use it on their taxes. So I'm hoping that this will grow, continued. I've got almost 50 kids sponsored this year.
Jamie says she got to see the joy out of giving these gifts and getting them to the kids last night, and there is still much more to go. And there is still time, she says, if you know a child who you'd like to add to the list. Jamie actually goes to the kids after she gets their names, gives them a list for them to fill out, and then she squeezes every penny she can out of everything that has been donated to see that she gets everything on that list.
I try to get as much as on their list. So like, I hit every Black Friday sale. I bought stuff myself. I got Barbies and Nerf guns and this stuff. That way, if I see one child that didn't receive a whole lot, I want to add to that child's list.
And supporters of the program, we'll call them elves, right? Sounds right. They can either take the list themselves, buy what's on it, what they can, and get it to Jamie, or you can make a monetary donation, and she'll, like she said, take care of it.
They can take a child, or they can donate money to shop for the child.
Yeah.
And then when the child's list, I either go start shopping for that child, but I am a saver. I like to get the most for the money for the kids. So I will put something in Amazon cart, and I'll think, and usually it goes on sale, and I'm like, oh, click it, hit it, add it. That way, if you watch them kind of deals, that way you can get more stuff for them. And that way I can put more in their bags. And it's just, words can't describe it. This is my baby. It's just something that I go to church and I just think, he put this on me, and this is a way of my giving and giving to our community. And most of all, it's his children. It's God's children. And, there's a lot of kids go at Christmas saying, Santa forgot me this year. And this way, when they wake up, they're going to know Santa didn't forget them. Because we're bad to, I'll tell my story. Well, Santa was overworked, and, we had to deliver all these presents, because he's got so many kids, to make them think, wow, Santa sent me gifts. So it's the joy on their face is worth every bit of it to me.
And that is indeed a story of giving that deserves a lot of support, whether it is just word of mouth and passing along the opportunity for Jamie and for those who are supporting her to support our kids, or whether it's monetary or gift donations that we might be able to help her with. I think it will go a long way to helping a lot of kids have some very big smiles on their faces and in their hearts. I'll be right back. 'Tis the season to sparkle at Santa's official favorite stop in Sayersville, where your hometown favorites are their favorites. With Doodles by Rebecca, made in Kentucky, these fun, colorful gifts are for anyone who loves Sayersville and McGoffin County. Their spa line makes great stocking stuffers, teacher gifts great for anyone. And one of the hottest gifts this Christmas, the Eras Cups by Brewmate, and the Christmas decor is simply something holiday dreams are made of. And everything Christmas is 30% off right now at the seasonal shop. Just in time for Christmas, Ruth Hunt Candies and Lighthouse Candles add to an already mesmerizing array of flowers, arrangements, gifts, and more. Seasons Florist in Sayersville wishes to thank you for such a warm welcome and invite you to stop by and see the magic of Christmas through their designs and special gifts. Or call anytime, 24/7 for orders and delivery to McGoffin, Morgan, and Johnson counties. Seasons Florist, 349-4000.
After a loved one's death, the holidays can be a painful reminder of all that's been lost. While others are celebrating the season, you're likely filled with painful questions. Should I hang my loved one's stocking? Can I just say no to social gatherings? How can I make the holidays special for my kids when I'm hurting so badly? At GriefShare Surviving the Holidays, you'll find answers to these questions and helpful strategies for navigating the complexities of this season. And you'll find hope in the process. Register now to find support, relief, and encouragement for this season.
Paintsville Tourism is pleased to announce the Mountain Home Place Christmas Festival for 2024. Come and join them with great holiday activities at the 1850s Living History Farm and a festive holiday wonderland, which includes ice skating rink, visits with Santa, food trucks, light displays, hot chocolate, Christmas movies, Santa's workshop, crafts, live nativity scenes, and carolers. They're going to read the Christmas story. They're going to have some vendors there for some holiday shopping. Admission is just $5 per person, $10 per person with the ice skating, and it's every Friday and Saturday for the end of the year. There's not too many of those left. And by the way, they've got themes for every weekend. This weekend, it's Elf Nights. That's right, movies and all sorts of fun and activities. And the next weekend, it's the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. But they're still going to have a good time. Maybe they'll get their gifts back. And the Mountain Home Place Christmas Festival will end with Frozen Nights, Friday and Saturday, December the 27th and 28th. Movies and fun every weekend.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Are you ready to rock the Berg this holiday season with Billie Jean Osborne's Kentucky Opry Christmas Show? We're bringing you 5 incredible shows this season, and guess what? Tickets are on sale now. Mark your calendar for the following dates so you don't miss an ounce of Christmas cheer brought to you by the Kentucky Opry. Don't miss out on the holiday fun. Secure your seats today by visiting the People's Bank box office, giving us a call at 1-888-MAC-ARTS, or going online at www.macarts.com.
Getting your prescription filled by Sayersville's oldest, most trusted pharmacy is only one of so many other reasons to stop by. Tasty reasons like hot soups, hot dogs, chicken salad, loaded Dorito nachos, iced and specialty coffees, hand-dipped cones and milkshakes, and Christmas gifts. Check out Christmas sale prices from Sayersville's oldest firearms dealer. It's a tradition and a destination. It's Fraser's Prater Drug in downtown Sayersville. Here's wishing you all of the peace, joy, light, and laughter this holiday season. From Sayersville National Bank, Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Come celebrate New Year's Eve at the Alley on Main in Paintsville. Tuesday, December the 31st, enjoy dinner, fireworks, and Season 20 American Idol winner Noah Thompson.
Pour a glass of wine and dream aloud, talk about one day tonight.
The special guest is the Les Masters Band. It will be a New Year's Eve to remember with a fireworks display from Jerry Pelfrey Fireworks. Don't miss it at the Alley on Main. For tickets, call 606-207-1951. That's 606-207-1951. Or visit alleyky.com. Noah Thompson in concert New Year's Eve at the Alley on Main.
You and me ain't us no more.
Got a little pressed for time. Had a lot going on today, so let's go ahead and kick it on over to your Licking Valley RECC Outlook. After we talk about current data, topped out at 43 degrees today. We are at 39. Feels closer to about 37 out there when the wind's hitting 4 or 5 miles per hour as it was a moment ago. Biggest gust we've had today, if you want to call it that, was 7. So not a breezy day by any stretch, but nonetheless, we've seen a humidity level drop, of course, as the moisture moved out. We're still at 77%. No rain today to speak of. There is more moisture in your forecast. Snow's around the corner. How much? Well, we'll get there in a second. Sunrise, 7:44. Sunset, 5:17 in the p.m. With that said, tonight, 34 is where we're going to bottom out, or roundabout. Mostly cloudy skies and a calm wind. I thought we were going to see skies give way to a little sunshine today, but the clouds hung tough all day. And we'll see mostly cloudy skies tonight. Again, winds are calm, no precipitation, 34 degrees for the rest of your Thursday. Your Friday will be a day of change. We got a couple of systems and setups here that are going to give us some action weather-wise. Tomorrow, rain and snow to start off, a 90% chance there of rain relatively early, latter morning, early afternoon, I think, becoming all snow after 3 o'clock. We're going to have enough cold air in here to see snow after 3. Now we're talking about less than a half inch of accumulation tomorrow, and then maybe another less than a half inch tomorrow night. So that's, less than an inch in totality. Not expecting to see much accumulation, but tomorrow night's low, and this is one of the reasons why, is only going to go to about 33. So 38 tomorrow, and we're not going to drop very far. We're going to be just right around that freezing mark, and that's why we're not going to see much accumulation. But some flakes will be flying, I do believe, throughout tomorrow and tomorrow night. Help put you in the Christmas spirit before the last weekend before Christmas. 90% chance thereof. So keep that in mind. And it's going to be breezy, up to 15, 17 miles per hour out of the west tomorrow. Saturday, though, and Sunday, nice. As you saw, I'm just now a little bit behind. But Saturday, cloudy first, but then sunny and 33, and Sunday, sunny and 35. So cold, but sunny and dry. Snow's gone, rain's gone. And then it's Monday, the Monday before Christmas. And here's where we are. We've seen pretty much the precipitation chances hold very steady for the past 24 hours. Temperatures have gotten a little warmer for your Christmas call. Monday, 47, 32. Mostly sunny to start the day. It is not until late Monday night. During the overnight, we have only a 20% chance of rain. That goes to 30 to 40% for Christmas Eve. Your Christmas Eve forecast for Tuesday right now, holding on to 51 degrees, mostly cloudy. A 20% chance of rain early, and by Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, a 40% chance of rain. That carries us into Christmas, where it's going to be in the 50s still. Now up to 53 for our expected daytime high on Christmas Day. 42 that night. No snow, sorry, for those who were looking. Mostly cloudy, a 50% chance of rain Christmas Day. If you're getting the day off thereafter, or going back to work, what have you, Thursday, 58. Still more clouds and rain chances. That's going to wrap it up. Thank you for being a part of the program. I'll wrap up this week, the last full week before Christmas, when I see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.